Morning, campers. Well, YouTubers, chatterbouters, if there's such a thing yet, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to talk to you briefly about smoking and vaping and do a quick unboxing of something I've picked up this morning. Yes, I'm a dirty, horrible smoker, trying to slow down on smoking and do more vaping. I had given up once before, but hey ho. And I'm used to using big, massive, chunky things like this, which is a what is it? It's a I don't know, Snow Wolf, which takes 2 batteries and falls apart, and a big tank that you have to keep putting coils in, and it goes through gallons of juice. And I tend to vape it at between 60 and 80 watts, and it produces shed loads of smoke. Well, vape. Like that. And good flavour. It's a mesh coil. It does weigh considerable amount of weight, that one. A solid metal all around the outside of it. But that's not what I want to talk about. I decided that I would try something smaller, more discreet, stick in your pocket, maybe use less juice, maybe last longer. So I decided to try one of these pod mods. That sounds good, doesn't it? Pod mod. Anyway, I've looked at loads and loads of different ones, and the one that I decided to try was SMOK Nord Kit. And there it is. I bought it today, and as you can see, £20. Now this big massive thing here, I think the batteries are about £10 each. The tank was about £30, and the mod itself, the massive great hunk of metal, was about £50. So work that out. You're working about £100, including 2 batteries for it. £20, £100. So what's the difference? Well, what you get with this, nice box, nice picture, load of information on the back telling you you've got to be over 18. They've stuck a sticker over it saying, the bit that says this product contains nicotine and is a highly addictive substance. Well, when you buy this, it hasn't got anything in it apart from the mod itself, so it doesn't contain nicotine. So I've always been a bit bemused why they put that on there, because it's wrong. Anyway, it tells you that it's made by SMOK, and this is the Nord Kit. It says it includes a Nord device with a 2mm tank or pod, 1.60 mesh for sub-ohm vaping. Not many of the pod vapes, I believe, do sub-ohm vaping. 1.4 ohm regular coil for mouth to lung vaping. 1 USB cable, 1 user manual, and then it gives you some safety information, things like that. Don't use it underwater and that kind of thing, I presume. Yeah, it says that there, don't use underwater. So you can't use it when you're scuba diving. So it says on the front, it comes with a 2ml pod. I believe that's the EU version. The American version, or other not European versions, have 3ml, because our brilliant government has decided that 2ml is enough. Apparently they're mesh coils. You get 2 coils with it, and it's got a 1100 milliampere hour battery built into it, chargeable through USB. And this is the IML 7 colour resin streak, and it does come in quite a lot of different colours and patterns and things, this one. So what do you get in the box? That's quite good. In the box you get a manual. One SMOK manual, Nord Kit. Loads of pretty pictures inside telling you how to put the pod in and all the rest of it. What do we do with manuals, boys and girls? That's right, we don't read them. Not until it goes wrong, then we read them. a thing telling you to verify it, that it's genuine. What do we do with that? And on the side of the box is a hologram and another thing to tell you it's genuine. So in the box itself, other than the bits of crap we don't want, now I've already opened this and tried it, I've got to be honest, because I couldn't resist. In the box itself, you get 2 coils. One's already fitted, I'll show you that in a minute. The mod itself and a USB cable for charging it with, USB mini. So the very hard to get these out of this rubber stuff they stick it in. So there's one of the little coils. Which one this is, I don't know. I shoved one in and I didn't really take much notice which. This is the 1.4 ohm. So I've obviously got the 0.6 sub ohm one in there, and this is what they call the mouth to lung one. Now you'll notice, if I can get it near the camera, that there's no threads or nothing on it. Like a traditional coil for a vape, where you screw them in. You don't, you just shove these ones in and they stay in. It has got, it made me chuckle when I first looked at it, a USB cable with it, with a lovely little bit of plastic that holds it together. Yeah, so the ends clip into that and it holds it. Why you want to do that, I don't know. And it is the most useless cable I've ever seen in my life. That is it, full length. From device to device, or from charger to device, you're looking at 2.5, 3 inches. What is the point of that? Eh? Honest to God, you'd have thought they could have given you a 1 metre cable at least. What are you supposed to do with that? Most people's chargers are on the floor or whatever, so you've got to put your vape on the floor. Crap. That won't be used, I can promise you. That is absolutely pointless. However, that's where my negative comments end. The device itself, let's take the device out of the box, is all seated in rubber. Nice bit of silica gel there. Have that later on, microwave it, put some red sauce with it or something. No, seriously, don't do that. One device. It's got a very strange mouthpiece on it. That's the first thing I noticed. It's not like a round one or a square one. It's like very long with a big gob bit in it. But it's quite comfortable to use, I've got to say. Anyway, the device itself, not very big. There it is against my hand. Quite small. Not very thick. And this colour scheme on it I particularly like, which is, like I say, the 7 colour resin streak. So it's alright if you're a streaker. This side, you've got like a window here. You can see, well, you're supposed to be able to see how much juice you've got left, but in real world, you can't. But there's an easier way. On the bottom of it, you've got this normal CE markings and the word Nord, along with this lovely pattern. On the other side, it says SMOK on the bottom. You've got one button here. Press it 5 times to turn it on or off, and once to trigger it. And again, a useless window, but we're not worried about the useless window. On the sides of it, it's got this paint that changes colour when you move it around between green and purpley kind of colours. Micro USB charging port on its bottom. And that's about it. That's about sums up the device. What's inside it? Well, pull the top off. And as you can see, I have used it. Got a bit of juice in there, but I'll show you how to fill it in a minute. 1 2 milliliter pod with the coil that you just push into the bottom, and the coil just makes contact with 3 contacts in the base of there. I've got to say, it's not heavy, but it feels well made. It doesn't feel creaky or crappy or plasticky or fally aparty or any other ease. It is quite a nice device. It's not over heavy. Very nice and easy to drop into a pocket or a shirt pocket or something like that. And proof's in the pudding, but if it does last all day, the battery, then that's a bonus. I've got to say, out of the box, it was charged. I put juice in a pod or a coil in here, put juice in it, put that into there, and I've used it for the last 2 or 3 hours with no problem at all. So how do you fill up this little beauty here, this pod? Well, on the side of it there's a little rubber bung. And all you do, flip it upside down, pop out the little rubber bung, and under the little rubber bung, I don't know if you can see it, there's a hole. There's a hole in my pod, dear Martin, dear Martin. Anyway, I have bought, to try, some, who makes this? Some Aqua Vape, Nic Salt 20mg raspberry menthol juice. It's not oil, it's juice. Well, it has got oil in it, it's got glycerine in it. This one, by the way, it doesn't say what it is. 20mg strength. It doesn't say what the ratio between PG and VG is that I can see on it. It probably does somewhere, but I don't care. Anyway, so let's crack open this bottle. Have a sniff. Good smell of raspberry. And all you do is you drop your juice in the pod. I don't know if you can see that filling up. You can, I think, hopefully. And it takes 2 mils. It does seem to airlock a little bit, so you can wiggle it around. 2 mils or thereabouts of your favourite e-liquid. There you go. So remembering to push the bung back in place, which goes in very, very easily. Nothing hard about that at all. It's certainly less messy than is the Beast of Goliath again. On this one you have to find the little red dot on the side, slide the lid to one side, and then there's a hole there, and you squeeze your juice in there. This one isn't bad, I've got to say. It doesn't leak much, but some of the SMOK ones and that do. And of course with these you've got to worry about airflow, setting the wattage to suit the coil. With this one, you fill up your pod, you charge your battery, you shove your pod and it goes in either way in the top. The little 5 times to turn it on. This one's already turned on, and press it once to ignite or activate it, and that's it. So what does it vape like? Well, obviously you've got to when you put a new coil in there, give it some time to soak in, or prime it by putting some juice on the coil before you put it in. This one's been used with Heisenberg, which wasn't very good, but now I've got the new juice in there. So how does it work? Not bad. Nice flavour. Plenty of vapour, as you can see, if you take a big drawer across. Even with a little drawer, not bad at all. As I say, I haven't charged this yet, so it may not even be on full charge. I've used it all morning, no problem at all. Yeah, absolutely oodles of vapour. No problem at all with that. The flavour on it is really quite good, actually. Probably even better than that massive great Snow Wolf thing with the Mesh Pro or whatever it is, free mesh tank. Although that is really good flavour on that when it's a new coil, but it soon goes horrible. But that produces the vapour and the flavour is every bit as good as that for £20. I mean, if you smoke, you spend £20 on 40 fags. So, you could afford to buy one of these every few days and forget charging it if you really wanted to. But it appears, at first glance and during the unboxing, my first look at it, pretty good. I'm impressed. Yeah, nice flavour. Bit strange the Mouthpiece feels. Really used to, something like that. To go to something like that is a bit weird at first, but actually quite nice. Tiny little button that does light up a little bit. There's you see it, a little very dim LED flickering away there when you trigger it. But yeah, not bad at all. At the moment, obviously I've got to try it for a few days, but as it stands at the moment, I would highly recommend it. Certainly looks better than some of the other pod ones, and the size of it and the weight of it. As I say, you can just sling it in your pocket and go out. Very discreet. Excellent. Well done, SMOK. See you later. Happy Easter, by the way.